you counted on each other. Well, it's the same way when you transition. You just need to employ your platoon, your company, your battalion, whatever, of network, and you build that. That's your new platoon. But I translated those skills and got assistance, and then I started going to job interviews, started applying to jobs. And, like when you go to TAPS, they say, practice with a family member doing interview questions. And I was like, okay, yeah. But, to be honest with you, that's great. And that's a great start. But the truth is you can only practice so much with a family member because I don't think they're going to be as, straightforward and sort of switching up the game in the middle of the interview on you like civilian employers will do. But you need to eventually start going to job interviews. And I applied for tons of jobs, various different postings. And I went to interviews, quite frankly. There's no such thing as a wasted interview when you go in, because you have to go in, you have to present your best self, you have to be honest and upfront with people, you have to have conversations, answer some sometimes hard questions, easy questions, and some just weird questions people will ask you. But the thing is, I went to every interview that I could get. And the reason is I wanted to practice with a live human being who's not my family member, who is going to throw me curveballs, and I wanted to be able to practice getting used to that. But then there was 4 companies I narrowed it down to based on their mission statement, their values, those kind of things. I wanted to be a part of that company. And I went to those interviews. And it was so funny because the one company I ended up working at, when I went there, it was kind of a weird dynamic because they called me and said, oh, didn't someone contact you? I said, no. They said, oh, well, we're doing rounds of interviews today. Can you make it here? And the location that I needed to get to was about an hour and a half away. I said, no problem, I'll be there. So I went in, showered, got everything squared away, got on the road, got down there. And then it was going to be rounds of interview. So I had to go to 4 interviews. And I'll never forget, I got to the final interview and it was a panel interview. So you walk in, there's like 3 people in there. So there was a senior project manager and 2 second level, a third level and a second level project manager. So I'm sitting there with them and I'm going through the interview. They're looking at my resume, they're reading everything. And so they look at me and they go, well, tell you what, just tell us what a typical day in your life was like. And I kind of laughed and I said, I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. I said, but where I come from, no 2 days are alike. I said, but I will give you the basic day of what I dealt with. And so I explained it to him, what I did as a master gunnery sergeant.